Welcome to your Gene Keys hologenetic profile. This profile is a personalized map of your inner being. So by entering your time, your date, and your place of birth below, you are going to reveal the algorithms and codes that dictate your purpose, your partnerships, and your prosperity in life. And this profile will be a compass for you to explore the Gene Keys teachings. This is a contemplation tool, and it provides a pathway for inner transformation and self-illumination by exploring the shadows, the gifts, and what we call the siddhis of your Gene Keys. The siddhis are the divine attributes. Rather than being a fixed set of blueprints, your profile represents a great journey you're on in life to unlock the latent capacities of your genius. And you can begin by reading through the free overview to learn more about your highest potential in life, as well as the challenges that you're here to overcome. So to understand all these words and to bring them alive in your life is the whole work of this wisdom and this journey with your profile. So how do we read it? Where do we begin? Every profile consists of a series of spheres, and these represent themes in your life. These can be seen in the colored circles in your profile. The life's work sphere at the top represents the role that most suits your creative expression and that allows you the full freedom to be yourself in life without compromise. Whereas, if you look at the bottom, the sphere of purpose, this is the hidden gift nourishing you from deep within your being. Now, every sphere is a step along a pathway we call the golden path, woven together by these different pathways of transformation and discovery. So inside each sphere of your profile, you'll see a number. That number is always between 1 and 64. This number represents your unique gene key for that sphere, which is determined by the date, time, place of your birth. So this number isn't a rating or anything like that of low to high. It's rather a specific combination of yin and yang lines. So it's an algorithm that's discovered through both the ancient study of the Chinese I Ching and also some modern science. Each gene key represents a transformational journey through the 3 components and layers. Your shadow is a challenge to surmount. Your gift is a creative attribute you're here to unlock. And your siddhi is this is a Sanskrit word, by the way, is a transcendent realization that lies encoded, hidden in your DNA. As you read then and listen to the gene keys, to your gene keys, you can use the technique of contemplation. And contemplation allows us to slow down enough to consider and digest these themes and how they've played out in our lives, bringing us to the place where we are today. So it can be really powerful to do this, to really listen to your profile and go through a process of learning about it. The story and events of your life unfold according to what kind of music you're getting out of your gene keys. So do you learn from your mistakes and refine your gifts, playing at higher and higher frequencies? Or do you get dragged down by your shadows, becoming a victim of the many difficult dramas that you keep creating for yourself? The central theme of the Gene Keys is to allow and to accept and finally to embrace our shadows as pathways to the gifts that lie hidden inside them. So in the above example, you can see Gene Key 6. And Gene Key 6 teaches us through the shadow of conflict how to learn the art and skill of diplomacy. So that's the purpose, the higher purpose of conflict, is to teach us how to be diplomatic, how to empathize, how to learn, when to say things, when not to say things, and to develop a talent for handling challenging relationship issues. So when we become a master of diplomacy, only then do we realize that higher aspect, the siddhi of peace. And peace is there all along, waiting for us to unlock it. But it's interesting, isn't it, that peace is actually the flowering of a seed that was sown in conflict. So all conflict throughout the universe, throughout the world, throughout our planet and our globe, has the potential to lead us towards peace. That is its purpose. So this spectrum of frequency for each of the 64 gene keys is described in much more depth within the Gene Keys book and in the audio book, The 64 Ways, which it's also a written book. So to begin your journey, you can simply open the book to the chapter, or you can listen to the audio contemplation of the gene key that you want to contemplate. I recommend that you drink in this wisdom like a warm cup of tea, savoring the pause inside your everyday life and opening to the insights and inquiries that naturally arise up inside you. The gene keys are really a living wisdom. These are teachings to imbibe, to contemplate and apply in our everyday lives. So as you allow them to percolate inside you one by one, your troubles begin to kind of fall away, and a new kind of world opens up inside you, a brightness, a light, an illuminate. This is what we call self-illumination. It's powerful. So when you're exploring your profile, you'll also see there's something called a line keynote. This is the small number after the dot, after the gene key. And this describes a deeper aspect of how this key may show up in your life. There will be a number between 1 and 6. And this represents one of the 6 lines of the gene key, the hexagram structure. It's kind of beyond the scope of the Gene Keys book, these line keynotes, and they're explained in much more depth within the Golden Path online programs and the books that go with it. So your line number reveals a specific archetypal lens with which to view the gene key in greater depth and understanding. So this is a nuance. It adds a nuance, but it's a very colorful nuance that brings the key alive. And it represents, in a way, the style that the energy of that key can move through your life. And there's a core theme for each of the 6 lines. Though they come in life in different, unique ways, depending on the sphere of your profile, where it resides. This is why you'll see different line keynotes listed throughout your profile, describing this unique combination of that line's energy within that sphere. You don't have to understand all this all at once. It's going to take a little bit of time digesting. So the keynotes aren't explained in the original Gene Keys book, the line keynotes, but they are described in the Golden Path program as they evolve through a personalized series of your own unique algorithms, which are known as sequences. So even though these are viewed as separate sequences, they're actually all interconnected. This means that as you contemplate one of your gene keys in the framework of your everyday life, you're actually going to activate all aspects of your profile simultaneously. And this allows you to witness dynamic changes in your life. This profile is designed as a compass to work alongside the 64 gene keys, and it contains specific phrases and keywords that are really touchstones for deep contemplation and dialogue concerning the gene keys. So we can awaken the higher components of our keys by contemplating them over time in these sequences. For those of you who are interested in decoding the full potential of your hologenetic profile, there are these 3 sequences, that particularly form the foundation of the Gene Keys Golden Path. These are called the activation sequence, the Venus sequence, and the Pearl sequence. And these are also known as the algorithms of purpose, love, and prosperity. So these courses that go with them provide videos, audio meditations, writings, contemplative questions to support you on your path, on your journey. And each course is tailored to fit your unique profile. And it provides you with the exact audio files and writings based on the specific gene keys derived from your time and place of birth. That's why this program is really unique. The Golden Path, I really recommend it. It's a step-by-step guide to contemplating your profile. These 3 different courses and books. And it invites you on a really profound journey of self-illumination. So whether you choose to take the course on your own, at your own pace, or in retreat with a group of fellow voyagers, the Golden Path is powerful. It's a courageous journey that can expand your mind, It can open your heart. It can really change your life in a beneficial way. The central technique to understand your profile is the practice called the art of contemplation. And contemplation is a gentle path that opens up the inner prosperity in our lives. So it's about taking time to pause each day and to pause at different times so that we're opening up a spaciousness for this wisdom to come forth from inside. If we're not able to take those pauses, then there's no space or time for the wisdom to arise. So it requires we're curious. It requires a mind and a heart of discovery, of patience. And during times like these, which can be frenetic, can be turbulent, these teachings are a reminder for us all to slow down, to breathe more deeply, to take our time, and to embrace what's arising in our lives with compassion, with understanding. We have a really cool app called the Triple Flame, and it's a great way to remind yourself to pause for 3 minutes every 3 hours, and you can join with others all around the world in these pauses and create the field for a transformational process. If you want to learn more about the Gene Keys and your profile, you can begin with our free introductory course, or you can subscribe to the Pulse newsletter, which is more like a love letter, actually. We put a great deal of care into it. And what it does is it tracks the keys that are moving through the heavens and that are kind of influencing humanity in their own sequences. And we give out weekly contemplative resources and videos or articles, and a vast library of consciousness that lies within the Gene Keys teachings. So as I said, the pulse tracks the gene key of the day as the sun is moving through the cycle of the year, and that imprints certain global themes for collective contemplation. It's really profound. It's a lot more than a newsletter. It's the pulse of human life as it's moving through us all. And we also offer out the free audio of that key describing, what's moving through humanity each week. And for those who want to journey together with others along the path, which I thoroughly recommend because we learn a lot quicker together, there are various avenues to connect with the global Gene Keys community, and you can share with others through many of our online virtual retreats and open community calls via messages and forums, or you can search the guides directory for additional support and inspiration. Whichever path you decide, the journey is what you make of it. And I hope that these resources will be a wellspring of opportunity for great insight and grace in your life. This profile is a powerful thing, and if you give it some time and some patience, it can open up a lot of deep revelations inside your being. It can also help you with issues that you may have been struggling with for a long time. It can help you kind of transform those issues into their higher aspects, and therefore bring you to a place of freedom and much greater self-love. So good luck, and I hope you enjoy the way.